Wait, Longhorn Radio Network. So you three guys were up there last week in Des Moines. Does this part of it get old? I mean, I know the playing doesn't get old, but going through all of these kinds of stuff, Brian?
That's a good question. I haven't thought about it. You know, you come to play the games as part of it, so I haven't put much thought into that.
Do you want Marcus to answer? Okay, Marcus. Okay, we're good. Next question, Cedric, you're in the middle.
Cedric Golden, Austin American Statesman. Marcus, what can you tell us about Xavier? And you guys have talked a lot about how the alumni have been really instrumental in supporting you. How cool has that been in this process?
Xavier's a really good team. Obviously, they wouldn't be here if they weren't. Great offensive team, likes to push the pace. They can shoot the ball well. They have an inside presence as well. So, you know, they're a pretty good team. That's why they're here, and just going to do a good job of preparing for them. But as far as, you know, getting the love from fans and the alumni, you know, that's been super surreal. Obviously, having guys like, you know, KD and LaMarcus tweet about, you know, us, the team, and what's going on has been super cool. We're definitely out there playing for each other, but also playing to make them proud as well.
Okay, let's stay on the right, but on the inside aisle.
Chip Brown, Horns 24/7. Marcus, some of the guys were talking about how in that timeout after the Penn State run that you said, we need to get the ball to Dylan. Can you kind of take us through what was going on there? Did you tell Dylan, we got to get you the ball, how do you want it? And, you know, obviously you were right, but how did that all go down?
You know, Dylan was obviously playing really well throughout the whole entire night, and he was, you know, knocking down shots from everywhere and getting big baskets when we needed them. So I really just asked him, you know, where he wanted the ball on the court, which play he wanted to run to get the ball in a certain spot, and we went out there and we executed.
Okay, guys, in the back, in front of the TV camera, microphone is coming your way.
Yeah, back here, Caleb Noah, WCPO TV in Cincinnati. Marcus, you guys have been tremendous in terms of turnovers this season. How much of a focus is that for you guys, generally speaking, in practice, and how can that benefit you guys in this game specifically?
Well, we like to, you know, hang our hat on our defense, and, you know, causing turnovers, that's definitely a huge part. Can help you offensively, help you get some easy baskets in transition, and, you know, just stopping the other team from scoring. So we definitely like to, you know, turn up the pressure on the defensive end and try and create turnovers, just try and be the most aggressive team.
Other questions? Anybody on Zoom? Again, media listening on Zoom, if you have a question, just raise your hand and we will bring the mic. Speaking of question, guys, we'll go back to the back on your right.
Yeah, this is for any of you guys. I mean, when you look at the numbers, as a team, you guys are one of the shorter teams left in the tournament, one of the shorter height-wise teams in the country. But I mean, you make up for that athletically. How do you, though, make up for that athletically and speed-wise on the court with your guard play?
You want all three to respond? Well, how about we'll go with Timmy?
I think it's just more of our will than anything. We're all guys who could guard multiple positions, fairly athletic all the way around, and we got some rim protection inside as well. So we're confident in that. We rely on our will and our hustle and our tenacity to get the job done. Height has never won you a game, and that's not going to start now. So we're just trying to hustle harder than teams and play harder, and we like to hang our hat on that.
Okay, here on the left inside aisle, or right side, in other words.
For Brock and Marcus, you're back at the T-Mobile Center where you won the Big 12 tournament. Just talk about the comfortability of being back in this building, and for Timmy, how excited are you to get on the floor after missing the Big 12 tournament?
Let's start with Brock and then go to Marcus and then Timmy.
Feels good to be back. You know, we have good memories here and good energy within this gym with certain guys playing well, and just the familiarity with the area and with the gym is just something that's going to make us more comfortable through this next game.
Yeah, like Brock said, obviously, we have some good memories playing in this arena. And, we're definitely looking to carry that, that comfortability, that confidence over into this weekend as well.
Yeah, coming off a good performance here. For me personally, I'm just excited to be back on the floor and embrace the moment with my teammates. We like it here in Kansas City, so we're just looking to carry that forward.
Okay, far right.
Marcus, how much has RT said about the guy you used to coach, Sule Boom, playing for Xavier now, and is he that much different than he was when he played for RT at UTEP?
Yeah, obviously, Sule, I believe it was 3 years, played for RT, so RT knows him very well. So, yeah, just in terms of, scouting report and things like that, he knows, sort of his tendencies and things he likes to do, but that was also a couple years ago, and I'm sure, he's gotten better as a player, and obviously he's a really good player. But no different than any other game, the coaching staff just having us prepared for, our scouting report, what we have to do and how we have to guard. So might be a few tidbits that most other coaches won't know here and there that definitely help us out, but still going to be a challenge nonetheless.
Other questions? Again, on Zoom, just raise your hand. We'll bring the mic, turn it on for you. No one on Zoom. Okay. Again, on our right.
Well, this is for all the guys. How's RT been in this process, getting back up here and being so close to getting to a first Final Four in 20 seasons?
Timmy, why don't you start, and then we'll go down the line.
He's been fantastic. He's kept the main goal the whole time. He's given us a great perspective and a plan to get it done, and he stayed humble along the way. He knows what he's got going on. He knows what we've got going on, and we all have the same collective goal, and we're trying to get that done. And he never loses focus of that. He never lets him be a distraction from us or anything else. It's always about team and team first. And he's humble and he's hungry just like we are. And he doesn't feel like he's accomplished all the things that he's wanted to accomplish this season. So we're on the same page when it comes to that. So just keep the main thing, and stay humble along the way.
You want Marcus? Okay. Stay on the right, here on the aisle.
Yeah, for Timmy and Marcus, how would you describe Boom's game? What stands out about him? What makes him effective?
Timmy.
He's a great player. He can score all over the floor. He's got quick handle. He can go either direction. He can pull up on the break and get downhill, and he likes to get teammates involved as well. So he has a great all-around game. He's a player that we respect, and we know it's going to be a challenge. So we're just going to try and hone in on his tendencies and make it tough for him.
Yeah, like Timmy said, he's a great player. A three-level scorer who can also facilitate as well. Just going to have to do the job on him. He has the ball in his hands, and he's able to make plays. So just going to have to execute scouting report.
Okay, any other questions for the three guys? No? Okay, guys, we'll let you leave and get ready for practice. Welcome back.
Well, getting back to Kansas City wasn't easy. I mean, we faced a really good Colgate team that put a lot of pressure on us in terms of shooting the basketball. Really good, well-coached Penn State team as well. We were here a couple weeks ago and had a great experience in terms of getting a chance to win a championship, Big 12 championship. Thought our league was really, really good this year, and we had a great experience while we were here. So we're excited about being back in Kansas City.
Thank you, Coach. Let's go on your extreme left.
Myron Metcalf, ESPN. Rodney, you've obviously done an excellent job since taking over, now leading your team to the Sweet 16. Why hasn't Texas hired you as the official next head coach of the Longhorns, and what do you think it'll take to secure that role?
Oh, Myron, I'll be honest with you. We've really just, from the time that I was named acting head coach, I've really just poured a lot into these guys. We have a great group of guys I've had a chance to work with every single day, and really have tried to instill in those guys, much like how I approach life in terms of just being an everyday guy, living where your feet are, living in the present, and again, controlling what you can control. Our administrations have been great to me. They've done an incredible job backing myself, our staff, and being very supportive with our team. And really at the end of the day, we've just tried to handle what was in front of us, 40 minutes by 40 minutes, and we're blessed enough to be here in the NCAA tournament and playing the second weekend. And we've got an incredible challenge ahead with Xavier, who's a well-coached team as well. And we're just excited about where we are right now, living in the moment.
Okay, on the aisle.
Chip Brown with Horns 24/7. RT, can you talk about your relationship with Sule? Getting him to UTEP. I think you spent 3 years with him. What stands out about him as a player and a person, all that stuff.
Sule Boom. I just saw Sule out in the hallway. Boy, you talk about a great kid, one of my favorites to coach. Came to us from UTEP after having a really successful rookie campaign as a freshman at San Francisco. We knew that he was coming. He was on the All-West Coast Conference rookie team. We knew he was a guy that was wired to score. He was a guy that came in that we played a lot at the 2, and I made him play a little bit of point. He wasn't real happy about playing the point because he didn't get a chance to keep that ball in his hand as much as he wanted to. But just watching him grow as a player over the years. My last year at UTEP, he played alongside Bryson Williams, Jamal Bieniemy, Keontae Kennedy. Played with some really good players. And he was a guy that, again, was all about trying to win. Sule is so ate up with winning sometimes to a fault, to where he's like, just give me the ball, let me go do it. I'll show you, coach. We'll get it done. But just a fierce competitor, great kid. Love him like my own son. We'll be major competitors come Friday night, though. He wants to win. I want to win. I can't say enough great things about him as a person, and love his mom as well.
Okay, directly in front of Coach now.
Coach, Blair Kirchhoff with the Kansas City Star. Could you just list one or two of the biggest challenges that you faced taking over at midstream? And I also wanted to ask you about the job Norm Roberts did at Kansas, who was in a similar situation.
That was a great question, Blair. I think the biggest thing anytime you're in a situation that I was in, I think I think you just have to be yourself. I don't think you try to be something that you're not. You can't go and, Coach Chris is a great coach, Beard, but I couldn't be Beard. I'm not Beard. Beard's totally different than myself. And so for myself, I just had to be Rodney Terry, and I think that boded well with our guys in terms of them really trying to buy into what we were trying to get done. We still had a whole season to play, and everything was still in front of us. So I think that was one thing that was a challenge that I'm not sure how the guys thought that would turn out. I think the other thing was continuing to have great chemistry among your staff. I think our staff had from the start we were all committed to trying to try to have a great season and take this team as far as we could take them. I think also having a chance to sit down with our captains on our team, the leaders of our team, and talked about what our new leadership style would look like, where we wanted to go, and really trying to continue to build on what we were already trying to do early in the season. I think Norm, again, I know Norm a long time as well, long-time assistant. I think, again, you have to be ready, prepared for the opportunity, too. Norm's been a head coach, so he knows what that entails in terms of leading a program. I thought he did a very admirable job down the stretch in leading KU. You have a Hall of Fame coach that you're working with in Coach Self that we have the utmost respect for, and hopefully he's doing well as well. Send prayers to him and his family. But you had a quality guy in Norm Roberts who's been a part of the program and has been very instrumental in the success of that program at a very high level. He's also, I'm sure, had a voice as well. I had a voice. I was already coaching. It wasn't like you were just all of a sudden sprung in front of the team. I was already coaching the team, just on the defensive side of the ball and in front of those guys. I'm sure Norm likewise was in front of those guys. And when you're able to do that, it makes a smoother transition in terms of the guys understanding your style and also being held accountable. But I thought Norm did a great job, and it probably wasn't an easy situation for him as well, because you're never expecting what happened to Coach Self to happen during the season at the most pivotal time of the season as well. But I thought he did a great job.
Coach is right.
Hey, RT, Cedric Golden, Austin American-Statesman. In 2008, you guys made it to the Elite Eight, and this team's trying to get there as well. And the alumni, the guys from that team have been really active in reaching out to you and supporting. What does that mean to you as a guy who recruited a lot of those guys, A.J. Abrams, DJ Augustine, Connor Ashley, those guys? What does that mean to you all these years later?
Well, I always tell guys when you sign up to be a part of your program, they're part of your family for life. And I think that's just again just a reflection of your lifelong relationships that you have with your players. You don't just coach guys for 4 years and you're still not a part of their lives. You're going to be at their weddings. You're going to call them and talk to them when they have their first kids. And I think I've always tried to do a great job of staying in my former players' lives and still being a part of what they're doing and invested in those guys as true an extension of my family as well. So I think that just kind of speaks volumes to those relationships.
Extreme right by the column.
Rodney, Adam Winkler with ABC 13 out of Houston. This journey of yours started in Angleton. I wonder what maybe some of the values you gathered, the lessons you taught at your alma mater too, that you took from Angleton. I also wonder if maybe you're hearing from a few more people now that you're leading the Texas Longhorns to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, for people that don't know, Adam, Angleton, Texas, a little small town right outside, 22 miles south of Houston, outside of the big city, right? But no, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Growing up in a small town, everybody knows everybody. You play every sport, and I had some great coaches and great guys that instilled in me discipline, respect for how hard you have to work. I had a football coach named Coach Kettler. He played for Bear Bryant and played for the Junction Boys. And, we didn't get very many water breaks. He had that towel like Bear Bryant would have as well in football. But he always came in every day. And he always said, hey, man, it's a great day to be alive, man. And we looked at Coach Kettler like he was half crazy, He got us out here in this 100-degree weather, and we're doing tour-days. But anyway, just instilled a lot of toughness in you. I had a great high school basketball coach in Coach Reynolds, who was a really good player at TCU, and played at a very good level. And again, my upbringing there, I wouldn't trade it for anything. I got the best of really a lot of great worlds, and played a lot of baseball too. When you grow up, you play every sport. And just had a great place to grow up and a great time to grow up in that area. So, am I hearing from a lot of those classmates and people back that way? 100%. A lot of Longhorn fans back that way in Brazoria County.
Okay, extreme left.
Coach Terry, hey, I wanted to ask you about Christian Bishop and the value of having an experienced guy, fifth-year guy like that who's willing to take a role on a team and do his part.
CB, boy, I tell you what, he's a guy that we know day in and day out, whether they've been practicing games, he's going to bring energy. He's going to bring some physicality, and he's going to make some things happen out on the court. He's had some really good games for us where he's come in and made incredible impacts on both ends of the floor. He's been a team guy, started a lot of games for us last year, coming off the bench this year, hasn't complained one time, just been all about winning. Was super excited last night to be back in his hometown. Kansas City, coach, we're back, and he's talking about the hotel where he had his prom and all that good stuff. So, he's excited about being back here. He'll have a lot of family here and a lot of people rooting for him here. But he's been great to work with the last 2 years. Love CB.
Okay, now on the aisle here on the right.
RT, Chip Brown, Horns 24/7. Two questions. What have you learned in this process? What have you experienced that's made you a better head coach? And secondly, did you finally demand Dylan DeZoo start taking shots? Because you've been telling him to shoot it all year, but then it finally happened.
Well, again, I looked at, and, I kind of scratched my head back a little bit too and look at turning points. What's made me a better coach? I think what made me a better coach, I had a chance to be blessed to coach 10 years as a head coach and trying to build programs at Fresno State and trying to build a program at UTEP. You learn, how to for your roster management this day and time, especially with the portal, retention with guys, how to put together a roster and try to put yourself in the best position to be successful in year one and year two. But I think having had a chance to be an assistant as associate head coach a year ago, step back a little bit, take a deep breath, and kind of get a different perspective on things. When you're a head coach and you're just going, I think you take a lot of things for granted in terms of just really enjoying the process. A lot of people will tell you, man, just enjoy it, soak it up, and I thought having had a chance to be 1 year removed, I've really done that this year. I've really tried to just soak it in, enjoy the process, enjoy working with my guys every day, smile a little bit, don't always have a growl all the time and think you have to be, coach your team hard and coach upset. You don't have to really do that. Enjoy this process, man. You get a chance to do it, maybe one time in your life and everything. So just make the most of it. I think that's one thing I've really taken away the most. And really, I think my demeanor's been a whole lot different. I've been a lot more poised and calm in situations probably in the past I probably wouldn't have been as much in that regards. But man, it's been an incredible journey. Yeah, absolutely. Dylan, I left that part out about Dylan. We're playing at TCU. We're in the last week of the season, and we're trying to win the regular season Big 12 race, and we're having a tough go first half over at TCU. They're kind of taking it to us a little bit. And my guys were ready to play, though. They knew what they were playing for. They knew they were playing for a conference championship. And, boy, we just couldn't get it going that day. And I came in at halftime, and I knew we were ready to play, but I thought we were a little too amped up to play, And they were having their way with us. And I kind of challenged some guys in the halftime speech there a little bit in terms of guys need to step up, and need to play at a whole different level. You're playing, not to a point to where you're playing scared, but you're not playing, as confident as you need to play in so many words. And he was one of those guys that was challenged at a very high level. He had a lot of chippies early in the game that he could have converted for us that would have changed the early part of that ball game. And I think from that point on, it's been over. He's like, Coach, I'm going to show you. I'm going to do my part with it, and he's done that. He's really responded. He responded in that game at an incredible level. We had a great second half, and really the rest has been history in terms of, I think, where he's gone in postseason play.
Okay, only a few more minutes to go in this segment. Here on the left now.
ESPN. He only played for 1 year at the school, but Kevin Durant has been important to this program. What has he meant to you all, and has he reached out, during this run?
Myron, KD, I got a chance to coach KD the 1 year he was in college at Texas, and you talk about a fun bunch to work with right there. Now, we had those were the days you lose the entire team. I think we were coming off an Elite Eight team, and LaMarcus Aldridge and P.J. Tucker and Daniel Gibson, all those guys going out the door, and we bring in 7 freshmen. And KD's, probably the centerpiece of that group, but we had a good group of 7 guys that came in, and they were fun to coach and fun to work with. We were a high-scoring team, a young team. I think we started 4 freshmen and 1 sophomore. A.J. Abrams, I think, second all-time leading scorer at the school. Man, he had an incredible run. We had an incredible run. We had a chance to win both the regular season and Big 12 tournament. We lost to Kansas, both of those. That year we finished second in the regular season, and we lost a Big 12 conference tournament championship game that we feel like we should have won. So we didn't win the championship that year. But then we go into the NCAA tournament. He plays well in the tournament. But I say all those things because he had an incredible experience at Texas in the 1 year. And if you didn't know he was leaving, you would have known he was leaving. I mean, up until the time he got up and did his press conference and say, hey, I've got to put my name in the draft, he would have thought he still was going to be with us. But I know he's very fond of Texas and his experience that he had. He came back this summer, and he hadn't been back on campus in a long time, and got a chance to work out with our guys, just jump right in, and whatever you guys, coach, whatever you guys are doing, I'm doing. And I think our guys are looking around like, wow, okay, Kevin's jumping in all the stuff we're doing. And he just spent some time. He really spent time with the players that we have currently on our team, worked out with those guys, and he's one of those guys that's vested in our program. He want nothing but the best for Texas, and having a personal relationship with him, I think it means a lot to him and what we're doing and how we're doing it right now.
Okay, I have time for one last question. We'll hear you go on the aisle.
Nick Moll with the San Antonio Express-News. Yeah, Rodney, you've been to Sweet 16s before. You've been to the Final Four. You've also, you had a team with KD that flamed out in the second round. You understand what it takes to kind of get to this level. I mean, how have those past experiences sort of helped you this week?
Yeah, I don't know if we flamed out, Nick, but that was a pretty good team. We actually just ended up having to play the hottest team. We played USC. They were the hottest team in the tournament, and they had pros too. They were pretty good too. Josh Gibson and those guys. But no, I don't know. We experienced a high level of success when I was here before, and we expected to be in the second weekend every year. When we weren't in the second weekend, then we were disappointed in our season. That was the standard, and those were the expectations. And when I came back here and joined Chris on the staff here, those were the same type of expectations that we had. We want to be a Monday night program. We want to try to get to that last night and get to that third weekend where you're playing and trying to play for the whole thing. I think over the course of that time, I think you're always trying to figure out how you want to manage the week, and I spoke to Rick a couple of days ago and just talking about, we have the Friday game, they have the Thursday game. You have to really manage, your workload that week, and you want your guys to be fresh, and you want them peaking and playing at the right time come Friday night. So just talking with him a little bit about that process and talking about some things that we did during those stretches as well. I think you always lean on other people a lot of times too that have also been there. But our strength coach, John Riley's done a great job with our guys physically this year, and we feel like we're in a good place from a physical standpoint. But drawing on the experiences, the thing that I've tried to echo to our guys, we're guaranteed 40 minutes. You can't waste 20 minutes this time of year. You got to play as hard as you can play, from start to finish. And we have an incredible challenge with a really, really good Xavier team that's well coached, and we have a lot of respect for it. So, that's been our focus, and we've had a really good prep week for a really good opponent.
Okay, Coach, thank you. We'll let you run off to practice and get ready for tomorrow's game. Thank you for being here.